Hi, welcome to Travelzilla. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and other social media. Come say hello. And also, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. Now, get ready for the Brazilian side of the falls. Let's go. You know that one special moment you've been waiting for your entire life? The few seconds before something huge happens. It feels like you're about to witness creation, when time stops and all you hear is your own heartbeat. That's what Iguazu Falls means to me, that one moment. I felt so small yet part of something bigger than all of us. That's the spirit of a place that will touch your soul and that has changed who I am forever.
Guys, this definitely is one of my favorite places in the world, one of the world's most spectacular sights. It's unbelievable. I have no words to say. Like, I had no sleep last night and I'm extremely tired, and I am so happy. I can't even begin to express how happy I am today, you know, by being here. This is one of the most special places I've ever been in my life, and it's the second time I'm here, and you know, second time in a row that this happens.
Brazil might have only 25% of the falls themselves, but there are a few catches here. The Brazilian National Park of Iguazu has an area of over 185,000 hectares, whereas the Argentinian National Park has got just over 67,000 hectares in area, even though 3/4 of the falls are located in Argentina. The thing is, the falls are so big that their best panoramic views can only be seen from the Brazilian side, so your best pictures of the falls will be taken from Brazil. Whereas in Argentina, you get more of a sense of the sheer power of the falls. Both sides are equally beautiful and complement each other, so visit both, for the experiences are very different, and there's a lot to do on the Brazilian side of the falls aside from the falls themselves too. Iguazu, which means big water in the local Native American language group, Tupi-Guarani, consists of 275 waterfalls distributed in 2.7 kilometers or 1.7 miles, divided anywhere between 1 and 3 levels. It's definitely the world's most spectacular waterfall. Even though this video focuses on whatever you can do on the Brazilian side beyond the falls, I'll also take you with me on an in-depth visit of the falls in both Brazil and Argentina, so stay tuned for my other videos here on TRAVELZILLA, okay? Here I am in Argentina, and it's absolutely stunning. Do you know if you need a Brazilian visa before you come here though? If you're from the United States, China, Japan, Canada, Australia, and a few other countries, you just might need a visa to visit the falls. The news is that citizens of the United States, Canada, Australia, and Japan can apply now for an e-visa online, which is way cheaper. Regular tourist visas will cost you $160, but now with the e-visa, they'll cost you only $40, and you can do it all online. How amazing is that? Now, Russians, Europeans from the EU and the UK, most Latin Americans, and people from New Zealand, South Africa, the UAE, South Korea, and Turkey don't need visas to come here. It's very likely you need to change flights in São Paulo City to get to the falls. So spend a couple of days in São Paulo if you can, for it offers the best nightlife, restaurants, and cultural events in this part of the world. At São Paulo's GRU Airport, most international flights come to Terminal 3, but in order for you to get to the falls, you need to change to Terminals 2 and 1. You can also cross town and go to Congonhas Airport, which is very centrally located. A lot of cheaper flights to the falls leave from there. Paulista Avenue is closed on Sundays when it becomes a big party, one of the world's most exciting avenues, definitely worth a visit. So stay in São Paulo for a couple of days if you can, guys. There are a lot of flights that link São Paulo to the falls directly, but some of the cheaper flights may stop in Curitiba, a great Brazilian city very influenced by immigrants from all over the world, you name it, Poland, the Ukraine, Germany, Japan, Italy, and Portugal, to name a few. Some flights may stop there and go straight to Iguazu Falls, but in order for me to get the cheapest fare possible, I had to go to Porto Alegre and change planes there. Porto Alegre is very close to many German and Austrian villages and towns in Brazil, and to one of the country's most beautiful areas, an area called Serra Gaúcha, which is a very mountainous region with a very European feel and amazing canyons and waterfalls. So from Porto Alegre, I finally departed to Foz do Iguaçu, a city with 265,000 inhabitants in the triple border region of Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay. Foz is a very diverse city and has by far the best infrastructure in the region. There I stayed at the Viale Tower. To watch a full review, check out the Viale Tower review vlog. The link's gonna be at the description of this video, and the video is available here on TRAVELZILLA in both English and Portuguese. Now, if you're looking for luxury, your best option is the Belmont Hotel das Cataratas, which is the best in the triple border region. It's a Portuguese-style palace located within the Iguazu National Park in Brazil. The waterfalls are literally across the street from there. It's amazing. Even if you don't stay there, check out the exotic foods served at the hotel's restaurants. They are awesome. But how did I get here in the first place? Due to my 2 additional stops, my flight was cheaper than your regular flight to the falls. Flights from São Paulo to Foz do Iguaçu usually cost from $100 to $300 round trip, but I paid $55 on mine, including taxes, and it was round trip too. The 3 main companies that fly there are Azul, Gol, and LATAM. I flew Azul, which is owned by Brazilian-American David Neilman, who owns JetBlue in the United States. After you pick up your luggage, look for the Mona Lisa sign. It's a money exchange place inside the airport. Then look for this tour company called Falls Vision. They offer some tour packages, but they also sell van rides to the city center and stop at various hotels. It's totally worth it. Cab rides cost a lot of money, but they charge only 15 reais. That's $4. Awesome, right? On the way to the hotel, I stopped at the Dreamland Wax Museum, which is pretty interesting. It costs 79 reais or $18 to get in, and has your usual celebrities around the world thing. I personally love the Transformers sculpture outside of the museum. It's awesome, right? Well, like I said before, I stayed at a very good hotel called the Viale Tower. The area around this hotel, alongside Jorge Schimmelfang Avenue, is the best area for you to stay in the city. Foz is home to over 265,000 inhabitants from very diverse cultures. This area in particular has a lot of people from Palestine, China, Japan, a lot of Italians, Polish, Portuguese, Germans, Spanish, Paraguayans, you name it. It's very multi-ethnic. And the 3 major religions are very popular here. Christians, Catholic and Protestant, Muslims, and Buddhists live in peace here. Jorge Schimmelfang Avenue is very centrally located, and from there you can easily come and go to all major attractions in the triple border region. You can easily go to Paraguay and Argentina, the falls, so on and so forth. Well, my hotel is close to a Catholic church, and that's a great reference point on Jorge Schimmelfang Avenue for 2 main reasons. 1, a 24-hour pharmacy, and 2, the best ATMs to get money out if you're a foreigner are at Banco do Brasil. When there, look out for the cash machines that have MasterCard Maestro signs written on them. Those are the best ones. On Jorge Schimmelfang Avenue, you'll find many food joints, restaurants, hotels, and bars. My favorite is called Oficina do Sorvete. It's an ice cream shop that also sells delicious sandwiches and juices. It's usually packed at night, okay, so go in the afternoons if you can. Sandwiches are well served and will cost you anywhere between $5 and $7. It's right next door to the Viale Tower, right next door to a Subway. If you keep on going, you'll find a convenience store, a few bars, and a McDonald's. At night, the avenue is teeming with bars and restaurants. So if you decide not to stay at the luxurious hotel Belmont das Cataratas inside the national park in Brazil, make sure you stay at Jorge Schimmelfang Avenue in the city center or within that area. It's the best area for you to stay in town, okay? Not that many foreign tourists realize it, but just across the river from Foz lies the second largest city in Paraguay, Ciudad del Este, which is one of the most important distribution hubs for cheap Chinese products in all of South America. The two countries are currently linked by the famous Friendship Bridge, or Ponte da Amizade in Portuguese, and a second bridge is set to link the two countries in the coming years. People from most of Latin America except for Cuba, citizens of the EU, the UK, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Russia, and South Africa don't need visas to go to Paraguay. Citizens of the US, Canada, New Zealand, the UAE, and Australia can pay for the visa upon arrival in Paraguay, and it costs $160. But wait, you can technically still step on Paraguayan soil without paying for the visa fee. All you have to do is go on a tour of the Itaipu binational power plant from the city of Foz do Iguaçu in Brazil. It's one of the world's two largest dams and still is the largest generator of renewable clean energy in the world. It's amazing, you guys. You should definitely visit the dam. The area in which the dam is located belongs to both countries, so if you have already come from Brazil, you can visit both the Paraguayan and the Brazilian sides of the power plant. You can also get your passport stamped, not by an immigration official of course, but by one of the power plant's employees. Itaipu currently produces 17% of Brazil's electricity and 75% of Paraguay's. And of course you'll be able to see the control rooms, which are amazing.
Hi guys, so I'm here now at the Itaipu, or the Singing Rock, binational hydroelectric power plant. This used to be the largest power plant in the world for the longest time, and now it ranks number 2, but sometimes it goes to number 1 in energy production. Sometimes it has recently produced more electricity than the one in China. So it goes between number 1 and number 2, okay?
The dam is huge. It's composed of 20 generator units, and it's got 7.92 kilometers or 4.16 miles long. And it's got an average height of 196 meters or 643 feet. But if you measure the dam, plus the part of the dam that goes underwater all the way down to the river floor, it totals 260 meters or 850 feet in height. Now imagine a 70-story building that goes for miles and miles. The downside is that in order for the Itaipu Dam to be constructed, both countries had to sacrifice Guaíra Falls, or Guaíra 7 Falls as it was called here in Brazil. The falls were arguably the largest in the world in water flow rate. They were 114 meters or 375 feet tall and had a water flow rate anywhere between 10 to 40 times that of Iguazu Falls. That happened because they were located in the mighty Paraná River, which is much bigger than the Iguazu River itself. The falls comprised 18 cataracts clustered in 7 groups of falls, that's why they had that name. The falls were located where the Paraná River was forced through a narrow gorge, that's why it was so powerful. It's a shame really, but that's the price we had to pay to become the world's 8th largest economy. Well, after feeling so sad because of the loss of Guaíra 7 Falls, which I'm never going to be able to see, I decided to do something cheerful. So why not go on a helicopter ride above one of the world's 7 wonders of nature? Let's go, you guys. Well, I bought most of my tours from a company called Lumar Tour, and the helicopter ride cost me $120 and they picked me up from the hotel. And they dropped me off at Helisul, which is the company that owns the helipad. And then from there, I waited for a little bit, and then I went on my incredible helicopter ride. The helicopter ride usually lasts between 12 and 14 minutes, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, before I knew it, it was my turn to go on a helicopter ride. I was really, really excited, even though my hair was a total mess, but I was so happy I didn't care at all. Time to board. Hey guys, you know that we fly above the national park in Brazil and we fly above the national park in Argentina and the Brazilian National Park. It's got an area of 185,000 hectares, whereas the Argentinian park's got an area of 67,000 hectares. They're both amazing, but what's down there? I can't wait to show you all the animals and plants and things that live inside the park if you go on a safari or something like that, or if you go trekking or something like that. Let's go down there. If you take the time to explore the jungle, it's very likely that you may come across a dwarf caiman. So don't worry if you get lucky. You might be able to see large caimans too. I saw 4 of them, 4 of the big ones, I'm not joking. The Brazilian National Park has found over 40 brown jaguars in its property, not to mention the black ones and not to mention the ones in Argentina. I was very lucky that I didn't come across any of them. There are pumas in both national parks, the Brazilian and the Argentinian too. You definitely see the brown capuchins, for they are very common in South American jungles. You see the Brazilian tapirs or antas. You see the Brazilian squirrel. It's hard to see it, but it's there too. Toucans are quite common and quite agile too. Otters also live there, as well as the crab-eating fox and the honey-loving taira, as well as many exotic parrots of all sorts. The national parks are also teeming with exotic plants and exquisite flowers, and hundreds upon hundreds of coatis everywhere, but please don't feed them, it's against the rules, okay? The park is also home to various marsupials, such as the opossum. Not that many people know that, but marsupials actually migrated from South America to Australia, not the other way around. And check this out, the capybaras, or capivaras in Portuguese, are the biggest rodents on Earth. They're everywhere here. And eaters can also be found in decent numbers, but are rarely seen by tourists. But what do you see here then? Beautiful birds, exotic vegetation, and beautiful wildflowers keep on showing up everywhere. But the one thing that surprised me the most was the number of red-brocked deer. I saw 4 of them in 3 separate occasions. I was lucky when I went, because when I went on a safari, it was after 4 p.m. And when the parks got less people, you know it, animals start showing up, right? Check this out. I couldn't believe my eyes. And then I saw this. Okay, time to go back to the helicopter. Right now. Hey, this is the mighty Iguazu River before falling to the cataracts that have given it its name. Iguazu, big water. So calm, who would have known it? Oops, there it is, Devil's Throat, the place where Brazil and Argentina meet each other 24/7. It's quite an event, right? When I visited the falls, it was March, so the water levels weren't so high. It was late March, actually. That's the Gran Meliá Iguazu, Argentina's 5-star hotel. Check out what it looks like a bit earlier in the year. Some drone shots can't hurt, can they? Guess what's in here? Come on. In the following videos, I'll take you with me to an ice bar in Brazil where I'm gonna have a few drinks with my friends Darth Vader, Batman, and Snowman. It's gonna be fun, you guys. After we get over our hangover, I'm gonna give you an in-depth tour of the bird park, one of the most incredible bird parks in the Americas, where you get to spend time with various birds inside huge cages. Check this out. I'm gonna give you tips, advice, and information about the Brazilian side of Iguazu Falls, where to go, the prices, various attractions, so on and so forth. And of course that I'm gonna show you how to get around the park in Brazil. It's gonna be fun, you guys. Stay tuned and see my other videos, okay? And of course, I'm gonna give you an in-depth tour of the world-famous Macuco Safari, as well as tell you all about the place's history and whatnot. And I'm gonna show you all about the famous boat ride on the Brazilian side. I'm also gonna make videos in which I'm gonna take you to the Argentinian side of the falls. I'm gonna show you how to get around and share with you the amazing experience I had at their great adventure boat ride, and tell you all about the differences between the boat rides in both countries. You should do both. Listen to me. Do both. And I'm also gonna take you to an ice bar in Argentina. And while in Argentina, we're gonna do some wine tasting, enjoy some tango and dinner with empanadas, and visit the Argentinian National Park of Iguazu. It's wonderful, you guys. And of course, I'm gonna have a special video on the Paraguayan side of the triple border. Let's go shopping! And I'm gonna talk about the Itaipu Dam only as well. Hey guys, thank you so much for staying with me until the very end of this video. Don't forget to activate the notifications tool by clicking on the bell sign. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. See you on the next video. Bye bye!